Special thanks to the Christian Children's Home of Ohio for sponsoring the third place. For more information, go to ccho.org. That's ccho.org.
Christian Children's Home of Ohio provides a safe environment where children can find healing, discover hope, and experience unconditional love through certified trauma therapies designed to meet the needs of each child. Our 165-acre Worcester campus includes 4 cottages that are home to as many as 46 at-risk youth whose lives have been turned upside down by abuse, neglect, and trauma. We focus on helping residents build skills to live productive lives and reintegrate back into the community.
Hey, quick disclaimer before today's episode. We had some technical issues with the audio, you'll notice. We think it's good enough to post, but just be aware we know it's an issue. We'll get it fixed. We're new at this. Cut us some slack. This is the Third Place podcast. I am Brian Dolan, and right there's Lauren Cuevas.
Home is your first place, work is your second place, and this is your third place, where the Christian community in Northeast Ohio gathers.
Now, we're going to be talking with a very special guest today about faith over medicine, as well as some other things. Ladies and gentlemen, Daria Swisher.
Hi.
Swisher. Daria Swisher.
It's been 2 months. We've already forgotten my name.
Who are you?
My God.
Yeah, it's a big entrance for me.
Big something.
Daria Swisher, thank you for coming in
Thanks for having
and being
me.
on the show. It's like old times.
Yeah.
So you are exactly how many weeks pregnant now?
I'm about 20 weeks.
20 weeks.
Yeah.
And so we're the size of a grapefruit. No.
Oh, no. Sweet potato, I think.
Is it-
Depending on which app you look at, everyone's like something different. I think later at some point it's like a bunch of kale. It's like, well, it's very subjective.
Yeah.
How many leaves of kale are we talking?
A bunch of kale.
Kale. That was not one of the ones. In the olden days, there was a book everybody had,
Kale.
What to Expect When You're Expecting.
Oh,
It's an app now.
Yeah.
It's an app now.
Mhm.
Well, but in the paper book, you would look in it and, oh, look at now we're a plum and now we're a whatever. How are you feeling? Are you feeling you had some early on in the first trimester? You had
Yeah,
sickness.
I'm feeling good. The first trimester was rough. I was very sick. I was very tired, but now I'm feeling good. Almost like my old self, but still kind of tired.
Now, Lauren had people calling her names, specifically teenagers. Have you had anyone calling you watermelon belly or cantaloupe belly?
No, and if anyone does, you're going to be the first, Brian.
I didn't. I was doing like as a possible reference, not an actual name.
No names yet. I'm not to the point where I think people feel comfortable saying, "Are you pregnant?" And if they did, I'd be kind of mad because it's not super obvious just yet.
Well, because the rule of thumb that I'll share with any, especially men out there, because I'm speaking for the men, you're allowed to ask a woman if she's pregnant while she's in labor at the hospital. Any other time, it's not a good idea.
No.
If you guys, like, I remember when I was in college, we were, all of us were in line to vote in college, right?
Hmm.
And there was a lady in line with us, like just a couple people up. Someone's like, "Oh, what do you do?" And she had to go, "I'm not pregnant. I just like to eat." And all of us were so horrified, we almost didn't vote that year because it was so embarrassing.
That's really
yeah,
embarrassing.
that's awful.
Like, don't ever say that.
I would have left.
If you were who?
Everybody.
The whole line
Just like leave.
Isn't that terrible? Yeah. Does anyone try to touch your belly or get weird?
Not yet. Like, again, I'm not very far along. Not a ton of people know. I mean, all of Northeast Ohio knows because we talked about it on the previous show. But actually, a lot of my family don't know just because we didn't do like a social media announcement or anything. We were kind of private that way. So we have a family reunion coming up this weekend, and it's gonna be news to a lot of people, I think.
Oh, fun.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Do you like the attention?
Not really. We're here. I was talking to my mom earlier. 'Cause we just had our big 20-week ultrasound, and she's like, "What's next?" I'm like, "I don't know, waiting." just
Yeah.
Going to my
still
doctor's
here. Yeah.
appointments.
Yeah. I remember when we were pregnant with our first, and by we, I mean Sarah. And I had this expectation of OBGYNs that they would like really know what's going on.
No.
And you go in and they're
It's
like,
not even science.
it's in there. All right. See you next time. What?
After my first appointment, I called my mom almost in tears. I'm like, "It was 5 minutes. Why did I even drag out here?"
Yeah, and then I remember when we got close, right, where
Mhm.
she was right about her due date. And I went in there. I'm like, all right, let's go. When's this going to happen? They're like,
I
"Well,
don't know.
could be today, could be in 2 weeks,
There's like a 5-week
Yeah,
span in which
I
a
know.
baby can be
Good.
safely born.
and they don't have any idea.
No.
And you're like, what are we paying you for? They're just like making, and they have that little Doppler thing that you can buy on the internet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like, again, if you're an OBGYN, we love you. God thinks you're great at what you do or whatever, but it's so annoying. It's so annoying. How's Jimmy doing as dad?
Jimmy is super excited. He's just over the moon.
Is he like talking to your belly, reading stories? Is he
No.
doing all that stuff yet?
No, I mean he
I
knows.
couldn't do that.
Yeah, he knows me well enough to know I'd not be super comfortable with that. But he's very excited.
Did Eddie do that? He probably sang. He likes to sing.
Yes, he'd sing. He also would put headphones on my belly.
How did you feel about that?
It's fine.
My parents had to do that with me because I was breech. The doctor said that would turn me,
Slip it?
and it did not. I was very stubborn even in the womb.
Yeah.
No one is surprised.
No, not really.
One time I tried to like read a story or talk to Grace in the womb, and it was so awkward. I was just like, "Hey, it's me, your dad."
So I don't even talk to the baby. It's so weird to me. I'd be really weirded out if someone else did. Although yet the other day they were in a weird position. I'm like, I'm not liking that. You need to move.
Scooch.
Yeah, Sophia, our third, was breech, and it was close to the due date, and we had heard about a chiropractic maneuver. Like there's certain chiropractors that are certified with this, whatever this thing's called, and someone's yelling it at their computer or whatever, radio. And it worked. We went into chiropractor. He did the super maneuver with the baby or whatever, and she turned around.
Yeah, they tried that with me too, and I still wouldn't budge.
The chiropractic one?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean,
I would stop
Daria,
moving.
well, you don't do that.
No.
And by the way, as a side note, you can get more Daria if you
Yes.
subscribe to our Patreon page.
That's exactly right.
And that is
Patreon.com/the Third Place Podcast. It's also in the description wherever you're watching this or listening. All the links are there, so you can find it there. Patreon.com/the Third Place Podcast.
that's why I'm not asking about any Jimmy stories, because we have Jimmy stories.
Jimmy
there.
stories.
There's a few
there.
Jimmy stories.
We love good
Ron's
Jimmy.
there. Cindy Farini is there.
And you're still on the road towards your next level of employment.
Yeah, so we're still not really sure what that's gonna look like. Just because with the baby on the way, plans have really changed. The great thing about what I did before was I would get off at like 1 o'clock, which is great for being able to balance childcare and all that. Now we're really not sure what it looks like. I'm married to a wonderful man that's trying to figure some things out for long term. I can't share too much right now, but he's got some plans that I'll be excited to share once things are a little bit more finalized. But we're just kind of waiting right
I
now.
think I know.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
not
I
gonna
know
say
you
it.
know, but
I'm not gonna say
we
it.
can't share
It's
just yet.
so cool. Okay. We can't share it though. Stay tuned for more. Are you going to announce it on Patreon? When it happens?
I'll announce it somewhere. I'm not. We'll figure that out once we cross that bridge.
Okay. We do want to talk about faith over medicine today, but before we get there, since we have the old band back together, 3/4 of it, I have some other stories I want to chat with you about.
Okay.
My little stack. I love my papers. I'm making the sound that you both hate.
And Ron didn't give you those papers.
Okay, so back in the olden days, I had to find these myself.
I know.
It wasn't from Ron. Back in the olden days, women had like their little animals they liked. Like, some girls were like, I love dolphins. And they have dolphins everywhere. Grace loves possums, and so she's got her little stuffed possum.
That's a weird one. I've
It's a
never heard
weird
that one.
Do you all have your little animal, like your girl animal?
No.
Did you ever when you were little?
I-
I love ponies.
I love sheep for whatever reason. There was this on the way to school when I would be on the bus, or this huge sheep farm, and I loved seeing the sheep when I was going to school. So sheep was my thing.
And you got little stuffed sheep, and
Yeah.
did you have those ceramic ones?
Yep.
It's a sheep everywhere.
Not everywhere, but like I had a few. Up until I was probably in college, my mom would still get me little sheep once in a while.
Oh, that's cute. And you didn't have any animal?
Dogs. I
You said that so mean,
I
though.
had
You're like,
dogs.
dogs.
I had a dog or puppy themed Christmas tree. All my ornaments were
Oh,
dogs.
That's cute. Are you embarrassed by
No,
this?
it's just like not like a fun animal. It's just dogs.
Dogs are fun.
No, dogs are super sweet. I love dogs.
It's not
So,
like quirky, but it's fun.
Yeah.
did you have little stuffed animal doggies?
I'll put my plenty.
Oh, so it was a thing for you.
Yeah, it just wasn't like weird, like possums.
No, you just didn't want to be cute. That's all. A cute little girl. Right?
What is that face you're making?
I don't know.
I don't know. But I've actually
What was
decided.
yours?
No, I didn't. I was a little boy. Little boys don't do that as much.
Oh, sorry, it was a Cabbage Patch doll. You're right.
I did have a Cabbage Patch doll because it was in that.
Yeah.
His name was
Sure.
Ian.
His name was Ian.
And I didn't name him that. It was assigned in the adoption papers. Older people know this.
Adoption papers.
Cabbage Patch dolls came with
Yeah, I know,
adoption
it's like the
papers.
American Girl dolls. I know.
Thank you. But I've decided that there's actually, you two can adopt a new animal. Because this is kind of like, even though we're Christians, we don't believe in spirit animals.
Sure.
I feel like new research will reveal that your animal will be the octopus.
Why?
Why?
I knew you'd be annoyed at first. But this fits both of you so well. Okay, so new research has kind of upended how octopuses are viewed. Okay. And so what they did is they found that there's this like alliance that works well. Like when they hunt, there's fish that are nearby.
Alliance of octopi?
No, of like all the sea creatures. When
Arthropods?
things work together, okay, and so the fish will flush out the prey from the reef, and the octopus will then
They
like
work with
grab
the
them,
fish.
and like everybody's involved and they're helping each other. But
What are they eating?
like food in the ocean, that's not my expertise.
Do they eat fish?
I think they eat like
think
lots
they
of
eat
So
stuff
why are they working with the fish?
because it's all like Little Mermaid. You like that? Everybody works
I was
together.
allowed to watch that. Because
Really?
Ursula was evil.
And there was a spell in it.
Probably.
But okay, so here's what they found. When cooperation breaks down, what do the octopus do when a fish is doing what it's not supposed to do? When it's doing it
Yells
punches
at
it.
Pushes the fish?
It punches fish. Takes an arm, boom, and it punches the fish. They've got multiple videos of an octopus punching a fish that tried to freeload or disrupt the hunt. Just boom, punch it.
So earlier when you were trying to set up, you were the fish.
And you guys would like, when you get annoyed, what do you wish you could just punch people? You like reach out and like virtually punch me.
Or verbally.
Yes. So octopus is your new thing.
I guess so.
When they get annoyed with people around them, they punch them to get them back in line. Get back in line.
I feel a
Boom.
little punchy right now.
That's pretty good.
Yes. I wish we would have been recording when you were sauntering around here doing I don't know what.
I was getting
Getting
ready.
one over here.
For
Getting one over
45
here.
minutes.
I had another mug here, my Brian mug, and it had like 2-week-old water in it,
Ew.
More.
which you would have judged me if I would have drank. So
Yes, I would have.
I transferred
New water.
new water / Gatorade from a different cup into my Christian Children's Home of Ohio mug.
Yes.
So that's what I was sauntering around doing. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, next fun thing. Let me get to the. I got another one.
Stop crinkling the papers. I want to punch you like the octopus.
See, you're an
New
octopus.
room, same Brian. Get over it.
Okay,
This is closer.
somebody wrote into Miss Manners. This was on Cleveland.com.
Yeah.
And they wanted advice in the office.
Okay.
And I feel like there's a lot of guys in my demographic and older that would like advice on this.
Okay.
Is it okay to comment on a coworker's new hairstyle
No.
or fashion choices?
No.
For context, I'm a man and work mostly with women. I would only ever share positive comments such as, I like your new hairstyle, or, oh, I love your jacket. I would never share a negative opinion, nor would I use my remarks as a way to show romantic interest in the other party, just being nice, essentially. So when can you,
You could say nice haircut. Or, oh, did you get a haircut?
like, oh, I like your dress. I said that to you earlier,
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
but did
that's
I
fine.
cross some sort of
No,
awkward
I
boundary?
think it's fine,
That's
but
fine.
different women are going to perceive the exact same compliment differently. So some women might be fine with it. Others are like, no, that's uncomfortable. And
Yeah,
I
you
don't like
got.
that.
Yeah, you got to know your relationship with that coworker. Like,
This doesn't help at all. It's so nebulous. Like some women will like it, some won't. If you go, wow, I like your shirt.
Yeah, people are different, Brian.
Well, no, like, so someone's going to think that's all like you're making a pass at them.
If it's
If you're like, oh, I like
if
your
it's
shirt.
someone you don't really interact with, and they may think that you're doing that, then just maybe don't say anything.
Because I read this and I'm like, oh, no. Because
Oh,
we worked together at WCRF for many years. And I try to
well,
be
that's fine.
compliment. I'd be like, oh,
No, it's
Lauren,
fine.
I like your hair. Or Daria, nice, I like your new blouse.
Yeah,
That's
but
nice.
like you don't need to.
And I thought I was
farther
ruining
than
it.
that. No. When
Farther
there's-
than that.
Farther than that, when you like, I don't know, you say more than.
We had to watch that. There was a sexual harassment video we had to watch
Oh, those
for
are
our
fun.
previous employer.
Yeah.
And what did the dude go? Like, boy, you better wear that more often. That looks pretty great.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's absolutely
Like,
not
why
okay.
don't you wear that shirt more? No, don't say that. Just say, oh, is that a new shirt? Or, oh, did you get a new haircut? I like it. It's fine.
So you're giving full permission for Christian men or any man listening. He can give
Only if it's I like it.
benign, I like it compliment about hair or outfit.
Yeah, don't say, oh, have you lost weight?
like
That's
Or be like,
into weird territory.
Ooh, I like it.
look at that. You don't do that? No? But like, oh, I like your shirt about Selena. She's great.
There you go.
Thank you.
Good job.
And then I was nervous even when I complimented you off, like before the recording about your dress. I was like,
I don't care.
I'm about to find out.
If I didn't know you, if you were a random guy that walked
Right.
up to me and said nice dress, I'd be like, you need to get away from me. But we're friends.
Yeah, if you know him, it's
What
fine.
if it's like strikingly beautiful? You're at a wedding, and a gal you're with your wife, your husband or something, and some guy walks up, hey, I really like that dress.
No, it's weird. Strangers, no.
Yeah.
So keep it with
Strangers,
people you
no.
know.
Mhm.
At the office, keep it normal.
Just to make it
Not
weird.
creepy.
You don't need to overthink it.
And
Just
if-
to make it weird.
If you don't know how to not make it weird, don't say anything at all.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, if it turns out every single time it's weird, just stop doing it.
I wish we could play the really bad actors from the sexual harassment video.
So bad.
It's so bad. They're actually professional actors that were
think so.
bad,
They were bad. It was so.
that had to
Well,
act
maybe they
harassing
was-
people.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be an actor who has to act out harassing someone either. So
Yeah, you don't want someone who's going to be good at that, I guess.
I actually thought it would be kind of funny. Like fun to do. Don't you think it'd be...
you want to make one for our workplace here?
We may have to make a
Do
video.
trainings for just me and Brian.
Have you both punching me when it's wrong? Okay, this is the moment where I stop for a quick moment and say, special thanks to our sponsor. We have a wonderful sponsor who's been faithful to us as we started off this podcast, Christian Children's Home of Ohio. I had a chance to go visit their campus. It's absolutely incredible. They have these beautiful homes that kids live in. They have a gymnasium where I took video of myself not saying anything, and Lauren made fun of me for it.
So awkward. It was so long and so silent.
I was trying to get B-roll. I didn't know what I was
his
doing.
face in it.
That's
And then-
not B-roll.
and
It was
the gymnasium.
It was just Daria's face. And it was so,
I think I saw it.
My wife was standing there, didn't say a thing to me about it being bad. And then I tried to make one video
Same
there,
thing in the cafeteria.
and I had to cut it because it failed. And the guy, I was like wrong about everything.
You said it was 32 acres. It's 160.
161, bro. The guy yelled at in the background. But no, our friends at Christian Children's Home of Ohio are they're fabulous. They take kids who've been through trauma and difficulty, and they do residential care and treatment. And you really ought to check it out and support them because they support us. ccho.org, ccho.org. And like you mentioned earlier, there's other ways to support us as well.
Yes, if you like the show, you can rate, review, and subscribe on wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Also share with your friends because that's how people find us. And if you love the show, then you need to go to patreon.com/the Third Place Podcast and become a Patreon member. You get more Daria, more Ron, Cindy Farini, other random stuff we decide to post there. Patreon.com/the Third Place Podcast.
So please support us, rate, review, do all those things. And definitely subscribe to get more Daria. She's fabulous. Okay, so today, faith over medicine.
Yes,
Now, to give context before we talk about a story that's pretty wild
Yeah,
out
it
of
is.
Michigan,
it is.
because crazy stuff happens in Michigan. It does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They've got weird sports teams. If you're
Oh,
from
it's just
Ohio,
so
they're
weird.
like, I didn't know this moving here, but it was like, you make fun of West Virginia and you hate Michigan if
Correct.
you live in Ohio.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, now you do.
Now I do.
Like the punchline of a joke about like people who are weird, West Virginia.
Yes.
Even though it's a wonderful, beautiful state, if you're from there, we like you. And then Michigan, well, their team, bad.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Okay, so how do you all feel about like healings? So you're followers of Jesus, prayer for healing, miraculous
Sure.
healings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we on our level of support of the idea of prayer can heal?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Give me more than that though. Like,
I mean,
if Daria was sick, would you walk over and like push her to the ground? Because you've got the power of
Oh, like Benny Hinn?
no,
I'm not doing
the theatrics are
No.
that's weird.
that. No, but I just think we can pray for people to be healed of things.
the Bible's very explicit. If someone's sick, have the elders come and anoint them.
So now, can you give people, Lauren, the theological analysis of cessationist or not, like what the two are? Charismatic, I would guess, would be in cessationist.
Yes. So the sign gifts, things like speaking in tongues or miraculous healings, like suddenly, there's a couple of others, I think, but cessationists would say that those gifts have stopped. They were for a period of time. They were for a certain period of time, a certain people group in the Bible. In Acts, they no longer happen anymore. Others would say that they do still happen, but there does need to be order. We hear about, I think it's in Acts, like in order, there has to be order. Like if someone's speaking in tongues, there has to be someone who's interpreting. We're not just like all running around talking about things that no one can understand. So there'd be some people that say that they're totally done. They don't happen anymore. Those sign gifts don't happen. Other people say they can happen. They're not as normative. They're non-normative gifts like the other gifts of preaching or teaching or serving. They're non-normative gifts, but they can happen.
And now even cessationists would say they believe God can miraculously heal.
Yeah.
They just don't think necessarily you have that gift and can walk around at will and exercise that gift.
Yeah.
But there are people who believe you can have that gift and like walk around. And
yeah.
I'm trying not to be rude, but
yeah. So there's cessationists. They don't happen. Non-normative. They can happen, but it's not all. You don't see it happening all the time. And then there's people that would still practice it in their churches today as a normal part of their worship.
Have you all experienced any sort of thing you would put in the category of like a medical miracle of sorts?
I actually know somebody that had a freak stroke. They said, you're never going to be the same again. He was scheduled for surgery and try to repair it, but they're like, you're not going to come out of this the way you were before you went in the hospital. And so he was praying in his hospital bed. And just as God, like, I need you to, I need you, like, please. And he said he could literally feel like something like rewiring in his head.
Wow.
Said to his doctors after this happened, hey, you can cancel the surgery. They did an MRI. He's completely fine. Walking back at work. I mean, you'd never know this guy had a stroke.
Wow.
Well, the closest we got was Sarah had an ectopic pregnancy. And we found out about this in a miraculous way, in a sense, where she had an ultrasound scheduled for a particular day that happened to be the day that it ruptured. And she happened to be in the hospital. Like there was all these things that came together where I think the Lord orchestrated all these events in a miraculous way to be sure that her life was preserved. And so it wasn't that it was as dramatic a moment as you said, but I think that's God's power in action.
And he can absolutely show his provision in quote unquote coincidences like that. I've experienced those throughout my life.
And now when it comes to medicine as well, I think Christians we have some boundaries, right? Like there's some Christians who would say there's certain forms of like genetic manipulation you can do with babies that would be like, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was reading an article in the New York Times, Silicon Valley is trying to do this thing where you can really genetically design your baby. And I know a lot of Christians go, whoa. Mm-hmm. Some Christians even don't like in vitro fertilization. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm thinking babies because you're here. So there's other people, like as I was researching this wild story out of Michigan, of course, Christian Scientists and another group called Followers of Christ out of Idaho, they reject out of religious tradition many forms of medical care. And there are states that have laws in place that protect them from having to do certain things. So like, for example,
because it's a religious freedom.
Yes, because that's the First Amendment right in some respects. So Jehovah's Witnesses will not receive blood transfusions. Mm-hmm. And while a lot of Americans go, okay, that's guys, really? There's a level at which we all go, hey, that's your religion. Okay. Yeah. The Amish, I didn't know this, even though I know some Amish people, will not undergo heart transplants and sometimes heart surgery. Okay. Then there's groups of Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims that don't allow any animal-based products when they receive medical treatment. Like I think you can do like pig valves.
Yeah.
So they'd reject that.
Yeah.
So in general, I think Christian Science takes it way to the extreme. But how do we feel in general about those restrictions?
I mean, I don't agree with them because it's not my religion, but that's completely that's their prerogative if they believe that way.
I mean, it'd be wild if you had a loved one that needed a blood transfusion and you refused it. But is there any part of you that kind of respects that level of devotion?
Yeah. If that's what you've chosen to be, like if that's what your religion is and that's what you're saying, your religion's saying we're not doing that, then you kind of have to make peace with that yourself, that, okay, these are the things we do for care, and these are the things we don't do for care.
I can respect it, but we also know that our salvation is not tied to physical things, like if we've had blood transfusions or artificial replacements on our organs and things like that.
Well, and that's where some experts in one of the articles I read here from NPR, his name is Barfield. He said that many religious groups turn down these types of medical care because they believe the consequence is eternal damnation.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, if you put eternal damnation against a flu shot, probably the flu shot's going to lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Christian theology, I don't know of any Christian theology that has a action in medical care that is a one-way first-class ticket to hell.
No, I mean there's certain things that would be looked down upon or maybe prescribed against. These are things I've had to think about because I'm pregnant. But there's certain tests that they do in your first trimester, and if things come back a certain way, they usually recommend an abortion. Mm-hmm. And so we neglected these tests, which I'm sure a lot of people would think was weird. Like, why wouldn't you want to know? Because like the baby's there, the baby's coming one way or another. It's not up for us to decide whether they get to live or not. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, how did the doctor respond when you refused that test?
They're respectful. But I have seen in some communities, they think it's the weirdest thing ever. Why in the world would you not do this? Yeah. But it's because actually, my husband, they thought there was something wrong with him, and they recommended my mother-in-law get an abortion. And he's perfectly fine. So we felt very strongly like we're not going to do this. We don't need to know the baby's going to come and the baby's going to be loved.
Yeah, and Sarah and I made that same choice years ago. And I don't remember the doctor's response, but it was more, we were like, listen, we're not going to do anything about it if there's something wrong. So why would we stress ourselves out?
Exactly.
Do you want to talk about that at all? You don't have to.
Yeah, I don't care. I did the test, but that was only because I wanted to know so that I could mentally prepare if there was something like Down syndrome or something like that. I wanted to be able to mentally prepare.
And so now there's no tension in the room, but somebody might watch that and go, oh no, now Lauren thinks they're all a bunch of jerks because I made a different choice.
I think who's jerks? You guys?
Yeah. No. Because as an expression of our faith, we're saying we didn't take the test.
Well, I think our outcomes were all the same. None of us were going to abort our children if we had the outcomes. I just made a different choice because I wanted to mentally prepare.
That's totally valid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's completely valid. Yeah. But this is, again, drives me crazy how often people insert legalism into Christianity. Yeah. It's insane. And I could see somebody taking this discussion and turning it into some insane legalistic thing. Like, Lauren, how dare you? How dare you do that? No, it's a perfectly good choice.
If I had the opportunity to have information, I wanted that.
Well, and to me, even the same genetic testing we can do as adults about, there's supposedly
cancer screenings.
Cancer screenings. There's Alzheimer's and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But there's somebody who might want to know.
Because you don't want the extra anxiety, which is also valid.
Because I'm pretty wound up sometimes.
Are you now?
And like my family.
I teed you up for this and you just walk right past it.
Yeah, my family, we have a long history of breast cancer. So both my mom and my aunt got tested for the genetic marker of it.
What happened?
That I think they both were negative.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean they're not going to get any other type of cancer or breast cancer that just wasn't genetic. Or that mean my sisters wouldn't.
But what drives me nuts then is even in the medical field, you can't even get a mammogram early enough, in my opinion, if you have it in your family. Like even with colon cancer, you can't move up a colonoscopy very far if you have history of colon cancer in your family. So some people go right to double mastectomy after they get
I've known
those tests back.
Yeah.
And I get that.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, all these medical things, so I wanted to set this up so that we have our minds in the place of boundaries for Christians and medicine, okay? So there's this couple, and a jury found Joshua Pilland and his wife Rachel, he's 44, she's 38, guilty of second-degree murder and first-degree child abuse following a trial in March that ended in an 8-year criminal case against the two of them. They both are going to serve 20 to 45 years. You might be like, what in the world? Well, this is a faith issue for them. So baby Abigail was only 61 hours old when she died of a buildup of bilirubin, a treatable condition commonly known as jaundice. And a lot of kids get jaundiced.
I did.
You personally, like, did any of your boys?
No.
A couple of our kids we had to lay them in sunshine.
Yeah, put them in the lights.
Yeah. That's right, is it? Lay 'em in the sun? Yeah. And so it was at their home that the baby died. So less than a day after the birth, a midwife and her assistant told the mother to get to a hospital for immediate treatment, but the couple declined. The mother-in-law, Rachel's mother, advised they seek medical care for the newborn, but they refused based on their religious views. They said, quote, "We believe praying was the best thing we could possibly do for her. Even if she had died from some kind of struggle, we wouldn't have called 911. They called a group of people around.
So if she was choking, they weren't going to call 911?
Yes.
Why'd they even give birth in a hospital? It's like that genuine question. If you're that anti-medicine, I don't understand.
After the baby was dead, the parents and friends prayed over the lifeless body. Authorities were not immediately contacted to report her death. It was only after a relative in California called the police that officers responded to the house about 9 hours after Abigail died.
Mm-hmm.
But they surrounded a prayer circle around circle. I don't know. There's a group of people.
Yeah.
And they prayed over baby Abigail and her jaundice, and they believed that their prayer was going to heal her.
Did they have like any specific religious belief that would say, no, we can't have the baby treated for jaundice? Or they just thought prayer is the only option we have at our disposal?
I don't have any.
Like, if God's going to heal her, praying, like, if God wanted to heal her, he would, if we prayed about it.
Essentially, yeah. They just had this undying devotion and power of prayer and God healing. And I mean, hey, you quoted a verse earlier. It's in James, right? If somebody's sick, bring the elders together, anoint them with oil, and they'll be healed. It's a very weak paraphrase, but I mean, couldn't somebody out of context read that and go, yeah, baby's got jaundice, pray it out?
Well,
they could, and
they
they
could
would be wrong.
Why?
It's not a guarantee. I mean, most scriptures, especially of that nature, they're not a guarantee. It's a prescription. It's not saying this will happen if you do this. And God has gifted us with doctors. I mean, jaundice is a very treatable ailment, but very dangerous if you don't treat it. I don't understand why you'd let your child suffer. I mean, you can pray, like, please pray, but why would you take the baby to a hospital? I don't understand.
Where does some of that come from? I mean, in terms of, because these folks would claim Christ.
I think people, they're expecting miracles, and God does work miracles, but sometimes he uses other people to work miracles. And they have just kind of ignored that part, that God has given us other tools, other pieces, other people that he can use to enact his plan. Sometimes he does. He's not necessarily just going to say, yes, you are healed.
And also, like, God gives us prayer as a tool, but he also gives us wisdom. And they didn't use wisdom at all in their choices. And like you said, you just put the babies in the sunshine. Like, pretty much the prescription for jaundice is like pretty easy. They have to sit on these like happy lights. And I don't remember if there's like medicines they get, but from what I recall, it's a pretty easy thing to treat, like extremely treatable.
Oh, extremely so.
And it could have been like a day or two, and they would have been totally fine and never had any problems with it again. God gives us the opportunities for wisdom, and God also created like the brains that make medical interventions.
Well, and medical intervention predates Christ. I mean, people think of modern medicine only, but...
Was it Luke that was a physician?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, herbal remedies have been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
Remember even the legend of Socrates having to drink hemlock.
Yeah.
Right? So people knew that particular herb? I don't grow hemlock in my house.
I don't know.
I
assume so.
Does Jimmy grow that in his garden?
Does not.
No, I hope not. But they knew. So, like, this is not a new concept. What do we make of the boundaries, though? Because here's where I think people struggle. Legalists, who in my opinion is a hallmark of spiritual immaturity, want clear boundaries. Do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. And in this case, somebody might be told by a really bad preacher that prayer is healing prayer. If you believe enough, healing will happen?
In my opinion, them praying for healing, the answer to that prayer was the midwife and the grandma and the whoever the third person was saying, she doesn't look good, you need to go get help. That's someone intervening and trying to help you. That's God giving you people to help you be a new parent where you don't know. I don't know what a newborn baby looks like.
But now somebody could say, well, but what about the Amish? They don't want their heart transplants. Why wouldn't you look at an Amish person and say, would you get over yourself and get a heart transplant? It'll save your life. It'll save your baby's life.
I might say that to an Amish person, but that's their religious belief. And I'd say the same thing to this person.
But Amish guy's not going to jail.
Yeah, I think for me, the big influencing factor in this case is there was someone who was not able to choose for themselves. A newborn is completely helpless and dependent on their parents to make smart decisions.
But this comes up a lot, I think, with some people who are Christian Scientists or Jehovah's Witnesses when it's a minor that needs a blood transfusion.
And there have been cases of the court stepping in and getting temporary custody of children whose parents refuse treatment for, say, cancer or something like that.
So, I mean, I think part of the challenge for me in this is that their view of prayer and healing is so warped.
Mm-hmm.
And is so cut off from Scripture. And the world's largest semi's driving by, if you can hear it in our studio. Probably can. I just don't even know where people get this kind of theology with prayer. Have you encountered this level of devotion with healing prayer?
I actually, not someone I knew, but someone I'd heard of when I was in college. So I went to school in California briefly, and they're very explicit. People are going to throw away nice furniture because it's LA. Do not pick any of it up because it is all infested with bugs. Just please don't do it. So some guys that had been there a few years before me didn't listen, and they brought this couch into their apartment, and something hatched inside. And this went on all semester, and they didn't tell anybody. And so the RD finally catches on to what's going on with it's a full-fledged infestation of their apartment. Said, "Why didn't you do anything?" Said, "We prayed about it."
No.
Yes.
And they were being serious.
They were being serious. They
believed God was going to kill the bugs.
They just believed God was going to take care of the bugs. And they didn't need to tell anybody that they had a major infestation in their apartment from not listening to what the RD said about bringing strange furniture in.
So Moody grad, analyze this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's hard. To me, it's really hard when someone, because there's a level of sincerity. Those guys probably really believed, like, let's pray. God heals. God can do anything. I believe God can do, because it's true. I believe God can do anything.
I admire their faith, but I kind of equivalent it to, okay, I'm hungry. I'm not going to walk over to the fridge and I'm going to let myself starve to death just trusting that God's going to fill my belly miraculously. It's almost the same concept.
Exactly. Like God gives us wisdom to live out our daily lives. He gave us a brain to make decisions.
To go get help or go to the fridge or what have you.
He gave us brains to make decisions. He gave us brains to have wisdom and make the right choices. Because we do have free will. We can do whatever we want.
And God has also given us a sense of self-preservation.
Yes.
Like there are certain things that are instinctual with humans. We're like, oh, I'm in danger. I'm going to do this so I don't die.
Yeah.
That is there for a reason.
Now, this story is a tragic ending, of course, but I think there's a lot of Christians who, in their baby faith, a lot of baby theme coming up today, I don't know, do something similar with less dramatic consequence and less severe consequence.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones you hear all the time is somebody, and relates to all of us, somebody needs a job.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is their job effort is surrounded by just praying about it and like kind of waiting by the phone that God's going to deliver a job. I'm sure there's other circumstances like, oh, I need help fixing this in my house. So I'm going to just pray about it. Or there's people who do this all the time.
I've known those people.
But like since the garden, we've been given responsibility. God gave Adam responsibility to care for the animals. He was given a job. It's our responsibility. Like we can't just like float around life and expect things to just like happen to us and just like pop into existence. We do have to like work or do things or have responsibility. God gave us that even before sin. He gave us responsibility to care for things, to keep ourselves alive, to eat.
And now there's an old phrase. I wonder what you guys think of this in terms of its accuracy, because you know how you could destroy any analogy I'd use with the Trinity.
Yeah,
Talk about ice and
right.
water. Okay, so
It's not. There's never a good one.
so with prayer, I should pray like it all depends on God and act like it all depends on me. Do we like this?
No.
I don't like the act like it all depends on me, because it doesn't. I mean, I'm looking for a job, and there's certain things I'm doing to get a job, but I also know literally none of it's up to me. I mean, I am doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm applying, I'm going to interviews, but ultimately God has to give me the job, and I'm praying that just he gives me a job, but that he gives me the right job. I still have to, do stuff, but I'm also fully dependent on him and acknowledging that this is not about me.
So fix the phrase. I mean, pray like it all depends on God, because it does.
I think you could just maybe.
But get up and do something, you big dummy.
Well, we pray. I mean, we pray so that we can be in alignment with God's will.
Right.
We don't really. It's hard to understand. We don't pray to change God's mind. We can't change God's mind. God cannot change his mind. I know there's passages in scripture that sounds like God changes his mind, but God has a perfect and good will, and for God to change his mind, for some human to come and say, actually, God, this is better. My way is better.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Exactly.
Thank you, Lauren.
God can't change his mind because God's ways and God's will is perfect. So we can't change God's mind. What we're praying for is to change our own heart behavior and our own minds so that we can be in alignment with what God has for us.
So then let's just take me as a practical example. I'm still kind of trying to figure out exactly what my full-time employment will look like. And so what I've been doing is meeting with and talking with people I love and respect as much as I can, and sharing everything I'm doing with them and getting their feedback. When opportunities present themselves, or I find opportunities, I pursue them and see what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing.
And I have I'm not praying every second, but I have a disposition of trust and connection with the Lord that I trust he's going to guide me, and I need to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
So is that what it's supposed to look like?
I think so.
Like one of the odd ones, right, is I've talked about this before with you, privately, I think with you guys, but I'm considering I'm actually moving forward towards getting my CDL, my B class CDL.
You decided on that.
With commercial driver's license, to be a school bus driver, because everybody needs part-time school bus drivers. And one of the reasons I decided to pursue it, I was hesitant, because it's not a full-time job, is because everyone I've talked to, when I tell them that's an option for me, they light up. Especially when I talk to people who have been white-collar professionals. They're like, oh, that's such a cool idea. And Sarah and I'd be like, I kept thinking when I tell these people sheepishly, they'd be like, what are you talking about? Why would you do that? Don't do that. Everyone's been supportive of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what Sarah and I are saying is this must be the Lord kind of just pushing us in that direction. So we're just going to walk that way.
Yeah.
Good idea?
Yeah.
Like, evaluate that. You could call me out.
No, I've had a similar experience, because our plans are changing a lot, and I'm probably not going to be the career woman I was before. And I, felt a little guilty about that, a little sheepish, but I've told people, like, yeah, go for it. That's what you need to do. That's a great calling.
Yeah. So I think that's what you're saying, wisdom and counsel, right? Where you can take advice from other people. And I think that's one of the ways God guides us. Proverbs talks all the time about wise counsel.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't hear the voice of God audibly in their everyday life, but God uses the body of Christ, his people, to provide us counsel and wisdom and comfort. You don't feel God coming around you and giving you a hug. Sometimes people may be like, oh, I felt God because the wind was breezing when I was praying about this thing. And that's great. That's fine. If that's how you feel you connect to God, that's great.
Sometimes I get the chills and I'm like,
yeah, that's great.
And not randomly, like in a powerful moment. But anyway,
yeah.
Sorry.
But an actual tangible way that we do feel the presence of God is through our Christian community. God counsels us and gives us wisdom and guidance and comfort through our Christian community.
So an immature believer could literally say, our baby has jaundice. We need to pray away the jaundice. But the Christian community came around them and said, no, go get help. Yeah. And even I think God can use non-Christians.
Absolutely.
To guide you
I think we
towards
discount them
help as
too much.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
God can use anything.
Yeah.
Literally anything. I heard a story when I was in film school about someone who got saved for the movie Raging Bull. which is absolutely not a Christian movie. But he saw his life on a similar downward spiral, and he said, "I don't want that," and he got saved.
Wow. That's perfect. Thank you. Yeah. And so this couple had multiple people say, do something, take them to get help, and they ignored it. We can't discount the way God moves in more than just this one-way conversation we're having with the Lord. Okay. Did we solve all the world's problems today?
No.
There's always an attempt.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that, that'll do it for today's episode. Any closing thoughts from Lauren? Special thanks to Daria Swisher.
Thanks for having me.
No, I'd send them to your website, but the better place is to Patreon.
Yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram, Daria_Swisher. I'm becoming more active on that, so follow me there.
Daria_Swisher, or as I said it earlier, Swisher. Or whatever I said.
What you said.
Swisser.
Find her on Instagram. Also, if you subscribe to which level? Second level?
Yes. The second level.
Morons.
The morons.
The morons, you get Daria Swisher and stories about Jimmy, and you got blog posts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. So thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
So fun to get 3/4 of us back together. We tried to get Ron here.
He texted me this morning and said, I'll be too tired.
Yeah, he couldn't make it. But we will get Ron on someday.
Yeah.
And he's on the picnic episode, if you go back
Yes.
and watch that one. All right. That'll do it for today's. No, it won't. Jonas Swenson. We got to thank our web guy.
Yes, our web guy. He built our website, stainedglass-media.com. He built it.
So we'd love to connect you with Jonas Swenson. He does great work, and reach out to us on any channel you'd like, and we'll connect you to Jonah to get your website built
That's right.
professionally. And he's a follower of Christ. He's awesome. Okay.
He was speedy,
Super speedy.
professional.
And also sponsorships. We're always looking for new sponsors of the podcast, like Christian Children's Home of Ohio. We have some more coming in the weeks ahead, but we've got room for you. Your for-profit business, your nonprofit business, your church, just you. This episode is sponsored by John Doe. He just loves us.
Love that guy.
And
He's so fun.
yeah, maybe Eddie should sponsor us. It'd be something. We'd be paying ourselves. Then.
Yeah.
He's watching the kids while she does this.
Yeah.
It's kind of a sponsorship.
So this episode is sponsored by Eddie Cuevas as well. Watching the children. All right, that does it for today's episode of the Third Place Podcast.
Bye.